Hey YouTube, today I'm wanting to show you some of my incubators. And wow, okay, the ice cream truck is coming through just right when I start filming. Okay, so normally when you're buying an incubator for the first time, the more affordable ones are going to be these guys right here. Tabletop foam incubators. And then this is another tabletop incubator that I think this cost me $150, I can't remember. This one was $80. It's a Incubator by GQF. I ordered that one online years ago. And the Farm Innovator that you can get at, or Little Giant Farm Innovator. Yeah, you can get these at Tractor Supply. They're $50. And this was my first, and I've had it for years, and it worked. It actually worked pretty okay. But eventually it started conking out on me. And then I started getting less ideal and less ideal hatches as time went on. So I eventually had to replace it. But this is a wafer system. There's no digital thermostat, so you have to do this to adjust your temp. And look at a thermometer inside that. Let me see. Yeah, that. To see if you're always at the right temperature. And eventually it got to a point where my temperature in my room, if it fluctuated, this inside would fluctuate too. So eventually it got to a point where that was a problem and started losing more eggs over time. And it eventually got abysmal enough that I had to replace it. As you can see, cats clawed at it over the years. It still worked at this point too, but it probably just needs a replacement on some part. I don't know. I didn't bother with that. So we moved on to this. This was $50 at Tractor Supply. Little Giant or Farm Innovator. And some people swear by these and some people hate these with a passion. There's no in between. And I'm in the hater category. This thing requires so much tinkering and babysitting because this on here, the digital thermostat, typically isn't accurate. I had to keep using these thermometers in here, and this would be off by like 3 or 4 degrees. So yeah, I had not good luck with these. And a lot of people online will say this too. They have the same experience, that these just were not good. So yeah, the first time I used this, I had an okay hatch. It was probably a 60% hatch, and I was like, okay, that's a bit acceptable. But then as I did more hatches in it, it got worse and worse, and eventually I had like a couple hatches that I had like 30 eggs and only one hatch, and it was like, whoa, I gotta get rid of this. So both of these, if you're wanting a foam incubator, in my opinion, go with the GQF Incubator. There are some models now that have a digital thermostat on them. And I don't know, some people like these Farm Innovator Little Giants. I do not. I've had horrible luck with them, so. But they're just $50 at Tractor Supply. If that's all you have available, try to make it work. Now, some people suggest you install a computer fan inside this. This one's still air. You can get some that have circulated air. But you can install a computer fan in here to try to get the heat going evenly. That's the problem I had with this. So I could fill this up, and all the eggs along the perimeter here would fail to develop. And then I'd have just the middle eggs developing. But the problem was the eggs that were right under this thing got fried. They got overheated and the fetuses would die early. So when you have this and you have this problem, people will suggest to put a computer fan in there. And some people claim it still don't work, but some people said that that was a game changer for them. Also, I had to cover these with washcloths because these lose heat. So, yeah. So anyways, eventually updated to this. This has pretty good hatch rates. This is a Nurture Right 360. And it goes on a tabletop. It's small. You can't really hatch a lot out of it, but it does come with a turner, which is in the house right now, but I hatch quail out of here, and I don't use the turner on quail eggs because it's a little hard on quail eggs, but I have okay hatches out of here. The chicken hatches are great. Like, I almost got like, I'd say 98% hatch rate on chicken eggs. Quail are a little bit lower, but the quail that I have seem to have a hatching issue, a little lower hatch rate, so I'm not faulting this thing for that on quail because I've had such amazing luck with chickens. So this also, sometimes you do have to have another thermometer in here for this, but I found that this is fairly accurate for me, same with the humidity. And you can choose to keep your turner in or not. I don't for quail. I can hand turn the quail. Now, there are some downsides to this thing. And that is, one, if you're hatching anything smaller than a chick, like quail, their little feet are going to get stuck into there. So put down paper towels. Another problem is when you're taking your chicks out, this is awful, and I don't know, you have to like lift this up as fast as you can and scoop up as many chicks as you can before they all hop over here and run all over your counters, because that happens. I have to have a second person help me gather up my chicks, because when I do this by myself, they pour over the edges and they just run everywhere, because this is a little bit cumbersome. See? You can't like effectively grab your chicks, is what I'm saying right here. So, and another problem with this, you see how this does not, you can set this and think it's set and sealed when it isn't, because sometimes in the back here it won't be flush against the back. So always double and triple check to make sure that your dome is back on correctly. But other than that, I've had pretty good luck with this. It's just that the design itself, I don't know, I just don't like some parts of this design, is what I'm just saying about it, is that you need a second person to help you. Like, you hold this and have them gather the chicks for you, because you can also risk pinching a chick's head or leg or wing in here. I've done that to a quail chick before. He got his little wing up in here when I was trying to gather everyone up, and he got pinched right there. He was fine, but I mean, it could have been so much worse had that been his head. So that's just my experience there. And this thing I like is that you can add the water from the outside. You never have to really open this. This is a sit and forget incubator. You load it up, you set your date on it, and then hatch day comes. And then these, babysit these several times a day, check them. I didn't have a turner for these, so a few times a day you gotta get out and turn the eggs. This one can come with an automatic turner system, or not. You can go either way with that. And again, this isn't accurate in a lot of cases for a lot of people. So yeah, that's just my current incubators that I'm using right now. This is my current go-to. In the future, I'm looking to upgrade to a cabinet incubator, like a Sportsman, maybe, but I don't. That's in the future when I got the money for that. So this is what's doing it now for me. And it's pretty good. It's just that it has some design flaws that I personally don't like. So that's it. That's my comparison of the incubators that I've used throughout the years.